Is there anyone sensible here? No, Linton. Is there anyone sensible here? No, right.
Not a cat and house chance, including you. You're the most sensible, so that shows how low we've sunk now.
Is this what it's all about?
Yeah, this is what it's all about.
What? Posh
Listen, I want to say something to you, Warren. When Mick said to me, my good friend, and long-term friend Warren, has offered a palatial place to show your art in, I was so bloody excited. And I met Mick downstairs in the yard, and we walked up the steps, and as I was going up, I thought, now at last I've made it, I've made it. And then he opened the door, and it was like a bloody hovel, wasn't it?
John Clark was there.
There was a bloody big painting up there, a massive big pair of John's boots in the middle of the floor, and Warren going,
a bloody water fishing through the sea.
it nearly wrecked our relationship. And I've never liked Mick anyway. But I have to say, it's been every bit as useless as I thought it was going to be.
I think so.
I think you're infringing the latest government regulation.
Yeah.
I think you crossed the Rubicon. And you can't do anything in public without mentioning the Olympics. Ever again. So here we go. This is called A Prayer to Our David. Thank you, our David, for the Olympics. You slagged them off, you did, the lazy, spoilt Brits. The something-for-nothing generation. But now you call them inspiration. You've taken all their money and given it to the banks. You flogged off the social services to your greedy ranks of crooked firms and Tory worms. What can you be given back by a nation force-fed Big Macs? You could be rounded up, you slobs, sacked from your cushy jobs, and while not quite changed the stars, you could be fired straight to Mars. Goodbye forever to this, your gangster cabinet of sneering George, Pickles, Smith and plastic Churchill Haig. You waddle in your final race as you disappear to outer space.
In 1992, suffering, I was released, and like a moment of
Welcome to Lord Drainley TV.
Hello, welcome to my TV.
Chapter 1, 13 Roswick Street. Polly and Quentin the Frivolite will approach number 13 from the top end of Roswick Street off the High Street. It looks like a lovely little community, Quentin said. Polly, these houses were built for railway workers during the last century, replied Quentin. He wasn't so sure that he liked the look of the street. A few doors along the street, Quentin took the key provided by the estate agent from his pocket and put it to the front door. So far so good, said Polly, who was close up behind him with her arms around his waist and nose arched over his right shoulder. Her nose was broad at the bridge where her endless spectacles perched as an aid to her tiny specks of eyes, then arched downwards to a fine point. Her mouth had a serious downturned appearance. She found it virtually impossible to smile, outwardly that is. Sometimes if she became extremely excited she would let out a short strangled screech, but mostly she was calm and spoke in a low-pitched monotone whatever her mood. Polly accepted the way that she had turned out. She was wise enough to realize that someone would find her inner smiling self attractive. Sooner or later one special man would come along.
Used by myself, Miss Cherry Linton. Being released after 2,920 days of captivity in the cleaning cupboard of the Women's Resources Centre. How do you
You have been appointed master of Unum. How I love
Mick, there's a lady here thinks yours work is scurrilous.
But she will return to me with her job
He doesn't care. He's like the free press of this country. He just doesn't listen. He's crossed the
and her
Rubicon.
poodle Bono will come too.
This lady wants to complain about your work.
I didn't. It was a lie put out by university spies.
So this is Edward de Bono.
You're with your out cancer.
If you've got a good looking woman, you've got to treat her mean, cruel. Because if you don't treat her that way, she'll take you for a fool. You've got a good looking woman, there's no need to tan her hide. If you've got a good looking woman, you've got to make her feel small. One day you'll make her simmer, the next you'll make her boil. When you've got a good looking woman, you've got to hide her away. When you've got a good looking woman, you've got to hide her away. Because if other men see her, they'll take her away. When you got a good-looking woman, make her do what you tell her to do. When you've got a good-looking woman, why don't you tell her what to do? You go behind the door, peep through the keyhole and dance the wardrobe toodaloo. If your good-looking woman is having a ball, if your good-looking woman is having a ball, you ain't too big, you ain't too tall to get behind the door, peek through the keyhole and dance the wardrobe toodaloo. Oh, wardrobe ain't nothing but an upright coffin. A wardrobe ain't nothing but an upright coffin. If you've got a good looking woman, that's what you end your days in. Peeping through the keyhole with her dress on. Dancing the wardrobe toodaloo. Not only is it a bit long, it's a lot long.
Has it got any words like diptych and triptych in?
Nothing complicated.
Good.
It's got breaks for Ed. It's got breaks for Ed after a certain. We use sort of,
cue as we go along.
yeah, we use a sort of code. You know, like
What you
what's the latest
musicians?
code word that
Crossing the Rubicon.
yeah, crossing Rubicon.
We will not cross the Rubicon. We will not. With our ladies' dresses on. That's a fucking poem as well, I can do it.
When I
Not as good as Mick.
when I lift my right trouser leg, it does a
You leave that
solo.
trouser leg down. Told you before about that.
Anyway, this isn't so intellectual. This is called the Dinner Party
So intellectual.
Valley Blues. Yeah, in the 40s and 50s, I remember only smog. In the 40s and 50s, I remember only smog. In the 60s and 70s, I didn't take acid or rock. I was a low down, just a low down, dirty dog. I moved to Dinner Party Valley in 1981. I moved to Dinner Party in 1981. The old folk were dying out and the wife swappers having fun. I joined the CND, met the chairman's wife. I joined the CND, met the chairman's wife. I learned the rules of footsie. And that woman ruined my life. I stripped down my floors. I extended my roof. I stripped down my floors. I extended my roof. Yeah, we founded a residence group. And drove out the local youth. Oh yeah, in the good times I paid my dues. In the good times I paid my dues. But the house is gone, my pension too, and now I've got the Dinner Party Valley Blues. Anyway. Yeah. joined the Labour Party in 1982. I joined the Labour Party in 1982. We took over the city council and gentrified the party too. We prepared the ground for Tony Blair. We prepared the ground for Tony Blair. Then in May 1997 we died, then went to heaven. With Tony at the helm and the Tories on the run. With Tony at the helm and the Tories on the run, we went on new crusades and celebrated the millennium.
That's a fucking right laugh.
2008, the country's ruined by Gordon Brown. 2008, the country's ruined by Gordon Brown.
It was that smile, Mick.
The delayed reaction millennium bug brought old Dinner Party Valley down. Oh, in the good times I paid my dues. In the good times I paid my dues. But the house is gone and my pension too. And I've got the Dinner Party Valley Blue.
Bring it, Mick. Yeah, take it away. Just about to see it from here.
My wife ran off with a social worker. My wife ran off with a social worker. They became civil partners and moved me to a homeless shelter. Since 2010 I've been forced to beg. Since 2010 I've been forced to beg. We've got to pay down the country's debt. We're ruled by Cameron and Clegg. We climb the chimneys of their log-burning stoves. We climb the chimneys of their log-burning stoves. While Dave and Nick play party games, we sweep the streets in our hapless droves. With no end in sight, with no place to rest, with no end in sight, with no place to rest. This baby boomer's now a peasant, and the man in the big house knows best. In the good times I paid my dues, in the good times I paid my dues, but the house is gone and my pension too. Now I've got the Dinner Party Valley Blues. Started in the Six Bells, then the White Swan too. I started in the Six Bells, then the White Swan too. Called in the Devonshire and the Empress, but bypassed the Cambridge Blue. Nick Ellis was in the big house with his map. Mick Ellis was in the big house with his maps. He looked down from Gwyder Street while I crawled the gutter like a rat. I looked for work in Mill Road Tesco. I looked for work in Mill Road Tesco. Protesters called me traitor, and I hanged my head so low. I went in Hope Street Yard looking for a job. I went in Hope Street Yard, asked Warren for a job. He said, I don't take no Percy pigs, I just take on county yobs. In the good times, I paid my dues. In the good times, I paid my dues. But the house is gone, and my pension too. And I'm left with the dinner party valley blues.
To be honest, Warren, it's been absolutely brilliant. We came as two innocents, didn't we? No. In the art world, and we're going to leave as two broken men.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasure all the way through. So
We realise we're not artists.
Mick said you were teetotal now. So
I'm not sure yet, just a minute.
we're not going to give you this, we're going to keep this ourselves.
Yeah, give us a glass of white wine.
What we are going to give you, because you made us put plastic on the floor to save the floor, and we were on our hands and knees for two bleeding dogs.
Don't interrupt.
Butting when I'm insulting you. We spent 2 bloody days on our hands and knees putting bloody cling film on a carbon arrow. So instead of giving you the whiskey, we're going to have the whiskey. You can keep the bloody cling film, and you can do what you want with it. We've had enough of it.
Stick it where the sun don't shine.
It's made of like a bloody misery this week, I can tell you. But apart from that, it's been great. So just
Sit in the back.
thanks a lot. And if you're ever passing, please do.
I want to say, this is one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
Our job here is done.
I've got Wallace